It's interesting to wear this and then he speaks and he knows his stuff.
Guinness World Record holder. How did that happen?
Everything was planned. There was a phase that I did 57 months of not a single day off. You cannot judge a fish for not being able to fly. I opened the UAE map. I went to every single owner and every place in the UAE, on the beach, every hotel. Everybody said no, it's gonna make noise, it's gonna cover my view, we don't have the budget, we don't wanna do this, all this stuff. Until now, we are now the biggest. It's called losing when you stop trying. Otherwise, it's a lesson. What is the factor is holding you back? Fear of what people tell you, oh, you failed? And then what? How do you care about that? Their opinion does not pay your rent.
That's so true. I know a lot of people, they've got so much potential, but then emotions control them. They're slaves to their emotions.
I wasn't saying the water park, I was saying the emotion of the fun on the water park. You and your woman, or your daughter, or your family. I was saying that emotion. So I understood the business where I was. Don't burn a bridge and then ask for a boat. Yeah. The genius thing I did in my life is never quitting.
Welcome back to another episode. Today we've got a special guest, a true entrepreneur, a true successful story, a Guinness World Record holder, founder and CEO of AquaFun. My man Ahmed, how are you today, brother?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
I'm very good, man. Good to see you.
Finally.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
It's done. We're here.
Yeah, finally. I know, like, I appreciate your busy schedule and I really appreciate you finding the time to come here.
We have to make time for you.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Looking fresh.
Have to be.
I like the outfit,
It's an
bro.
everyday thing, man.
I like the outfit.
Yeah.
Do you always dress local?
It depends. I'm either really casual or very local.
Okay, fair enough. No, but I like that because when you dress local, you show that you're proud of where you're from, your heritage.
It's very important.
Lots of people lose that.
Because it's interesting to wear this and then he speaks and he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting because it's an interesting trigger. Oh, this Emirati guy knows about what.
Yeah.
And then, he talks and okay, he actually have the background. He got these things.
That's true.
Oh God! So you get a little more grabbing to you.
But like as Westerners, right? When they see a Khaliji guy or an Arab guy dressed like you're dressed right now, they see us from two different lenses, right? Either the rich idiot guy, right? That's their
born in money, all money. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or they see us like Allahu Akbar, boom.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I know.
But when you dress like that and you do all these interviews and you carry yourself very well and you're presenting us very well, I'm like, yes, bro, that's the way to go. It's like you're showing people like, okay, Arabs are not like how
there's layers for these things, There's layers for this thing, but that's the whole thing. Like I'm usually casual, but like when I'm doing these things now, okay, let's keep it local because it's an interesting way to put that,
Of course. So let's talk about the beginnings, right? So now, mashallah, you're Guinness World Record holder. How did that happen?
Everything was planned. Nothing was just, we're here. No. Everything was structurally planned. Everything was like vision board. There was the hardcore ambition, hardcore work. There was a phase that I did 57 months of not a single day off. Of weekly, 100 hours a week work. So it wasn't like, it just came to me. It was structure, it was planned. And then within like 2 months, I got the Guinness World Record, the Entrepreneur of the Year, and the Emirati Business of the Year, all within 2 months.
And what made you decide to launch or open the largest water park in the world?
Why not?
No, I respect that, but it's like, how did you come up with the vision, the idea to start it?
As an Emirati, we always had this back in my head, it's like, okay, always be the first, the biggest, the wowest. Otherwise, why try it?
Okay.
Always be the best, be the biggest. Otherwise, how people know about you?
Right, so
nobody remembers the second.
Exactly. Now that takes me to my next question, right? Does it matter for you to be the best or the first?
Both.
All right. Because I'll tell you something.
I don't do this or that. It's this and that.
All right. I get what you mean. Right? I get where you're coming from. Like, okay, like the other day I was talking to my teammates, right? Because we've started seeing competitors copying ideas from us, from our social media, etc., etc. And then I told him, at the start it bothered me, right? But then I was like, you know what? Ignore them, right? Because if like Gucci, LV, wearing the greatest brands in the world, China wouldn't copy them. It's not about being, for me personally, it's not about being the first, but it's always
best what you do.
The best what you're doing, right? Like Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not the first footballer ever. There's been so many greats before him, but he's the best finisher, the best goal scorer, right?
I mean, the ideal thing for me is to be always the biggest and the best. If I'm not the biggest, okay, then let's be the best. But I try to maintain both. For now, we're the biggest one in the world, but also even our Google reviews is 4.9 stars.
I saw that, by the way. I was checking that the other day.
And that's like 1,400 reviews plus. That's very hard to maintain. That's very hard to maintain.
That shows lots of consistency and hard work.
That's very hard to maintain. We have 2 TripAdvisor awards already, back to back. So again, that is because quality control, we know what we're doing, we keep the service level always the same. You get your haters here and there, but otherwise, consistently, we try to be the best.
For sure. Yeah. And like, what did it take for you to make it this successful brand? Teamwork. You have to have the right people, because there are people that takes you from 0 to 100,000 is one team. From 100,000 to 1 million is different team. From 1 million to 100 million is different team. So you need to be always, because not everybody's the same energy, same mindset, same knowledge or experience or push. So when I changed the team to become a much powerful team, the right consultant, the right advisor, the right lawyers, and accountant, the right operator managers, that's when it became much better in business. No, I love that. Are you a football fan, by the way?
No.
But do you watch any team sports?
Occasionally.
Okay. So like I have exactly the same mentality as yours, right? So at the start, when I first started the business, because I started from scratch, I didn't have no loans whatsoever, right? And as a starter, you're always looking for the cheap, low-cost routes, right? And then, when you first start, when you have an idea as a young man, you always think, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make so much money.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, this is not the way to go. I put my ego on the side, I threw it in the bin. I was like, no, I've got to have the best in my team. Just like you're playing the World Cup final tomorrow. Like, who are you going to have in goal? Who are you going to have as your number 9? So you need to have the best in your team in order to compete with the best and eventually be the best.
True, exactly.
No,
it's all about team, yeah.
I like that mentality, right? And what been like the biggest challenges when you first started?
So many, man. There's no one challenge. So many. Getting people to believe in you, man.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. It's like, what do you mean you want to rent the water to put a water park? And what is that?
I mean, like, how did you put all the pieces together to now have this massive global brand?
It took a lot of work. A lot of work. Again, 57 months, no days off. You need to be a level of obsessed and consistent to be able to go through that.
I like that.
Yeah,
obsession.
Obsession is right. You need to be obsessed. You need to be consistent. Persistent with that approach. Like again, the first year, I keep telling this number and people go crazy. 617 rejections. It's like, what is this? Like, I was almost every day getting 2 or 3 rejections. Oh, maybe you were doing it wrong. It's like, no, it's not doing it wrong. I was coming up with the idea. It was different. I did not know what I was doing. I opened the UAE map. I went to every single owner in every place in the UAE, on the beach, every hotel. Everybody said no. It's gonna make noise. It's gonna cover my view. We don't have the budget. We don't want to do this. All this stuff. Until now, we are now the biggest. But yeah, it's that level of like you need to be consistent with that.
Yeah, I heard that once. MJ said you have to be obsessed.
Yeah, it's
not about passion is a gift, but are you obsessed?
Yeah.
That's the difference. Like, people want it, but some others obsessed with it.
Yeah. Like, and I spoke about the other day about like, your mental power and, mental illness. Listen, depression or obsession. No, it's not about being anxiety. I get it. Yeah, you have anxiety towards what's going to happen to you, or you have depression because what happened to you, people can told you no. But الفكرة and why it did not affect me, because it's an acceptance level. If you accept that what happened, you have no control on it, then you're not gonna have that issue. Oh, I'm depressed. What happened? It's done. And anxiety is like you're not accepting what will happen. No, when it happened, we will take care of it. If it's bad, we'll take care of it. If it's good, we'll each scenario have an output from it. So it's a matter of like, it's not like it's a luxury for me. As I said, it was a luxury because like I didn't have time to be upset about it. Because it's a new day tomorrow. Okay, let's go out again tomorrow with different people. I'm gonna sit down and cry. People said no to me 3, 4, 10 times, 20 times. Like, okay, what, you gonna quit now? Because I might be just one step away from getting it. That's why, like, when I talk about this, people took it in the wrong way. I said, no. Yeah, I get there's this and that, but for me, that was my journey. This is my reality.
You remind me of that picture I saw the other day of 2 guys are digging under the ground, and one guy was about 2 inches to reach to the diamonds, but he gave up. Exactly. Like he was that there, right? So was that always the fear of like, you're so close to give up?
I put all this work of hours and days and weeks and months and years and pressure, all the money that I spent and the time I spent, and then I quit now. I think it's what I want. Because see, it's called losing when you stop trying.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's a lesson.
That's true.
So okay, I learned many ways of how this is not gonna work. That's about it. Because if you quit, you quit. Because it's 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to look back on this, you're going to say, I wish I did that or pushed more. It's like, it's too late now.
Wow, that's really powerful, you know?
You know, so you only regret things you didn't do.
That's so true.
Yeah. So
That's
always
so true.
like, for me, if I think it, I say it. If I want, I do it. If I fail, it's okay. I'd rather know than never know. And that's a very interesting relationship with fear and a relationship with a leap of faith. I just jump and see what happens.
That's
But
so
what
true.
will? Yeah, but what? If we fail, guess what? We've been there before.
You've learned.
Yeah, we
You've
failed.
gained experience.
Yeah. I was bankrupt twice before. You know, I had all these things before. I went through it all. So okay, going back to there, we've been there, so we know how to take care of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. You know, like the biggest fear for me in life is not about failures, but it's about like getting old at one point in my life and looking back. I'm like, shit, I wish I've done that. I could have done that. I would have done that. So that's like always been the biggest fear in my life.
Yeah, it's a good motivator. Never live your life with could have, should have's.
Exactly, would have.
Just go and do it.
100%.
Again, because we sit down and have a whiteboard and sit down, what's the worst case scenario? We put it down on paper, it's like, it's not that bad. Because money, guess what? You make the money, it doesn't make you. You know, you can always make more of it. What you lose time, guess what? You lose time anyways. You know? So what is the factor that's holding you back? Fear of what people tell you, or you failed? And then what? How do you care about that? Their opinion does not pay your rent.
That's so true.
So why even bother about that? You know, likes and comments and opinions, since when that even matters in reality?
Exactly. No one cares. Like when you're sick, when you're ill, no one cares
Nobody's
about you. No one
there.
feels your pain.
Yeah, the likes does not pay your rent.
100%.
They don't. You know, people's opinions, like, they can reflect their own insecurities about you, or what you think is. Do it.
That's so
like,
true.
It's always like, you know, hide your plans, reveal your results.
That's so true.
You know, it's easier that way.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And was that always like, you know, because you've been getting rejected for so many times, like you said, over 600 times. Was that also like an extra motivation for you to prove doubters wrong, to prove the disbelievers wrong, that I actually can do it, my idea is right, I can be whatever I've planned to be?
There's a mix of both. That was one of them. It was not the main dominator, but the main one was like, for me, because no, this will work. I know it will work. I saw it working in my head, you know, and then just keep going at it. And literally the day before the 1 year finished, the annual one, I managed to do the first sale, you know.
After 1 year?
Yeah. So for 1 year, the first year, they didn't make anything.
No returns?
Nothing. Zero.
Wow.
Big fat zero.
Wow.
Yeah.
But through persistence,
yeah,
you've reached
exactly.
where you are now.
Yeah. Like, I've been doing this now for more than a decade. You know?
Mashallah.
And it's like, it took me maybe 4 years to make any substantial money. You know, and then again, like, I think first after 6 years, that's when I started learning, oh, this is how you do this.
And how long the business been operating for?
Now 11 years.
Sorry?
11
11
years.
years, mashallah.
Yeah.
For more decades to come of success, my friends.
Yeah.
And what's the turnover of the business, or what's the value now?
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good, yeah. We have a bunch of locations around. I don't talk about numbers anymore now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, we're doing very well, alhamdulillah, you know.
Alhamdulillah.
We're expanding more locations this year.
More locations?
Of course, yeah.
In the UAE or globally?
Saudi Arabia and Egypt. We're doing a lot of
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Tell me Jeddah, please.
No, Riyadh.
Come on, bro.
Jeddah is boring. Riyadh is more fun.
What do you mean it's boring?
Yeah, Jeddah you already have the beach. Riyadh don't have the beach.
I'll tell you what. Like, Jeddah has always been Paris Al Arab, okay? Back in the day.
Back in the days.
Keyword. But lately...
Keyword, back in the days.
But lately, you know, like, they've been focusing too much in Riyadh.
Yeah.
Hence why you see all these great...
I'm seeing, like, why Riyadh is not the target. Riyadh is, because Riyadh is the biggest city. And they have no water. And they have no population.
So how are you going to implement that idea in reality in Riyadh?
Watch me.
No, respect.
Yeah, watch me.
Have you started working on it?
We're working different. We have everything ready. We're just figuring out the last mile.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, this is history, guys, right? Yeah. I'm interviewing the guy who's going to make this magic in Riyadh.
Yeah. Riyadh is going to be interesting. Very interesting.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
And was it hard to get like the approval, the market entry? You know, market entry is always
the hardest thing. That is always the hardest thing, because you work with people who you don't know who they are. So the trust level, the logistics of things, the operation and paperwork of things is different in each country. So here in UAE is like you have systems for things. In different countries you don't have systems. Some places you have.
That's true.
You know, who's the top dog. So you have to always figure out politics for each country, each city.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always about, like you said, building the right team and establishing that trust.
Exactly.
So I want to ask you, how do you can you tell you can trust this person or not? Experience?
So for me, there's multiple layers. One, energy.
Okay.
So their energy and their vibration is very important for me. You know, because I don't vibe with you, I don't work with you. If I don't like you, no matter how much good you are, it doesn't make sense to me. So your image is very important. Your emotional intelligence is very important to me. That's a very important, because you can have high IQ and no IQ, very bad for business, because it would make the culture very bad. So that's very important. Usually most of the people that I have a top tier are all came from referrals. So people that I know they're good in business, they refer me to other people who are good in business, and then we try them and see how it goes. That is usually the first layers that, you know, we go with.
I like that. Yeah. No, but the second part you touched on, emotions.
Yeah, emotional intelligence.
I know a lot of people, they've got so much potential, but then emotions control them. They're slaves to their emotions.
Never have your emotion control you. That's the worst thing. Like, for me, I always say this: if you understand the power of your words, you won't say anything. If you understand the power of your thoughts, you won't say anything. If you understand the power of your presence, you won't be anywhere. So when you master these three, you're game. This is a very important part. There's the words that comes out of your mouth, because in your psychology, you psych yourself towards believing that. So when people ask me how you doing, I always say I'm phenomenal, I'm glorious, tremendous. Very big words. And these words make you believe that you are that person.
You speak it into existence.
Always. Yeah. It's very powerful, because every one of us have a warrior inside, and the warrior is always listening to you. So whatever you say, he will hear it and believes it and become that. So self-confidence is basically your reputation with yourself. So like whatever you say you're gonna do, you gotta do. When I see I'm gonna meet you at 1, I meet you at 1. I came early, but that's okay.
No, but that shows good time management. That shows good. You keep your words.
Respect.
You're a man of your words.
Is
respect.
Extremely is the most valuable asset we have. Time.
That's so true.
So you cannot just say things and don't do them. You know. So I say what I do what I say. That's why my confidence is very high, because that rapport with myself. So yeah, that's very important.
That's so true. Yeah. Like, you know, showing up on time, saying the things you're gonna say, you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right. And we spoke off the air. We said the problem is among the young generation, or among people in general, is self-respect, lack of self-esteem, no self-value. Like, you know, when you tell yourself, "I'm gonna do this tomorrow," tomorrow comes, you don't do it. That shows how much self-respect you've got for yourself.
Exactly. But again, it's all keywords. Self is between you and yourself.
Right.
So like this is a very important part here. So I always ask people, what is the relationship between you and yourself? Are you your best friend, or are you whisker it? If you tell me you whisker it, don't talk to me, because you have so much work to do still. I'm my best friend. Inside my head, I'm always high-fiving myself. Yeah, all that time, because I hype myself all the time towards believe I can do things. If I'm a crit, you can't be in war with yourself and the world.
That's so
it's
true.
Counterproductive. You gotta choose one of the words. You need to be cool with yourself. You need to be okay with yourself. Understand you mess up, accept that, continue, move on. You know, nobody's perfect. I have my bad days and good days, but overall, I accept what happened. What happened, I accept it. What's happening, I accept it. What's going to happen, I accept it, because I have no control on it. The only factor in the equation I control is myself, my reaction to things.
Yes.
Because you can say like the ship is always in the sea, around water, never sinks. The only time it sinks when the water from outside becomes inside.
That's
so when you let things from outside affect you, then you sink fast.
Yeah.
So you control that.
You remind me of this equation. It's written here. Can you see it? Is 90 plus 10 equals 100.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. So you are not what happens to you. You are how you react to things.
Yeah, reaction. Your perspective. Your perspective of things is very important. Your mindset is extremely important.
That's so true.
So you can and these things you can't control, because everybody of us is a storyteller. We lie to ourselves with the story. We create the narrative in our heads. So you can control the narrative wherever you want. So because we all lie to ourselves. Yes. Somehow, some way. The question is like, okay, what lie are you telling yourself? Is the lie going to take you up in life or less in life? And then, okay, you're saying yourself you shit. Okay, fine. This is now reality. So you cannot come with a new lie that says no, you better, and you gotta repeat that over and over again until that lie becomes a maybe, then becomes your reality.
Right, like this legend, right? He was saying I'm the greatest before he even stepped into the ring.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're a champion before you're a champion. Yeah. I knew I was gonna get these awards 2 years before. I knew that, there was no doubt. Like when I got the 2 awards, I didn't even put I was a finalist.
You got the awards in 21, right? So that's
a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago. Yeah, so that's possibly about 7, 8, 9 years you've been operating in the business.
8 years
already.
Yeah.
Already. And when you got these awards, was that like, wow?
So I didn't even, so these awards that I won was the ones, because there's awards that you just pay a sponsor and get them. I didn't do this. This one's where you went through 2 interviews with a 5-people panel. You put a proposal and you do a whole homework for that.
Did they reach out to you? And
you apply for this stuff.
Okay.
Because this was the hardest ones to get.
Okay.
These were like, I was looking at what was the hardest awards to win. These was the hardest ones.
Okay, I like that.
Let's apply for these ones. Because you have to go through 2 interviews with 5 big people, and they will grill you and ask you questions, and you have to give a proposal with numbers and fact check and all that stuff. So you do that. I didn't even put my finalists because like, no, I had this level of belief that there was nobody there who's going to outwork me. And that was the fact. So I came in, I was a nobody. I came alone, I had no social media, nothing. I came in, I won the first one, and then half an hour later I won the other one. And I was like, told you so.
Brilliant.
You know, and it's not I'm cocky and I'm arrogant, I'm confident. And this confidence comes in, because again, I put so much work in this. This is why you can't outwork me. That's it.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
No, honestly, well done and congratulations for what you've built, because it's phenomenal. And you strike me as a guy who's self-motivated. You've got high energy. And I was telling the guys the other day, sometimes when I interview lots of people, so this is possibly, I think it's the 16th or 17th episode I've done so far, right? And people sometimes they've got different energy off air and on air. And bro, you've got the same, your energy is consistent.
Yes, on me.
I love that, bro. Like, honestly.
There's no personal Ahmed Ben Chaibah. It's the same Ahmed.
I love
it's the same man all the time, you know?
And how did you build all your social media presence? Now you've got nearly about 1 million, by the way.
Business is 1.1, personal is 800.
Yeah, the business one. Wow, mashallah.
You know, okay, the business one, this is the funniest thing. The first 10,000, this is what physically, I was in front of the water park every single day. Every customer comes in, follow me. I have no Wi-Fi. He's hotspot. Follow me. Every person who comes to the water park, and then it becomes more and more. And then I was doing this simple exercise of real people having real fun, because I'm in the business of creating happy memories.
Okay.
So I was saying an emotion. I wasn't saying the water park. I was saying the emotion of the fun on the water park. The emotion of you and your friend, the friend of you and your woman, or your daughter, or your family, or your friends. I was saying that emotion. So I understood the business where I was. So I made sure that emotion is always on all my posts and so on. And then when we're pushing social media influencers, basically, literally every single day, we was doing like 100 DMs.
Wow.
Every single day, I spent like an hour, DM.
Reaching out to these influencers.
You know, and it was very simple. Come, we saw your content, we love it, come over. And it was a simple formula of just human interaction. I wasn't talking about it for business, person to person. Yeah. You know, hey, I want to invite you, come with your friends, we give you videos, pictures, everything. Come over.
Just come over.
Whoever sees, usually there was a good retention, they come over. You come in, you have, let's say, 10,000 followers. You know, you come in, you have fun with your friends. I give you the pictures, and I used to do the pictures and videos myself.
Wow.
So I'll go in with you in the water park as the owner. I take your pictures and video with my GoPro. I come back at the beach, I edit the pictures, send it to you. In the evening, I edit the videos for you, send it to you.
Wow.
For the first maybe 6 years.
That's impressive.
For the six years. They were mind blown. Like, when did you finish the edit? It's like, just now. 3 hours, it was ready. You know, I was that level of like
obsession. And we were working non-stop.
Because he came in now, he just made some stories and I gave him pictures and the video is ready. He was crazy.
Yeah.
Made the post.
I like that.
And that's how it grows more and more and more and more and more and more.
So that's been your social media strategy.
Yeah.
And promoting and digital marketing.
Purely, yeah.
I like that.
Purely.
You can invite us one day, by the way.
Whenever you want.
I love that.
Easy.
I've never been, but I would love to come, man. One day.
That's the easy part.
I know. I actually was thinking. I swear, when I was browsing your pictures on Instagram and your business page, I was thinking, you know what? This interview would have been nicer if we do it at your location. Let's imagine if we were doing it in the water park or in your penthouse.
It's easy, but the whole thing, these things.
The setup, right? The setup, but it's manageable. So, inshallah, we'll do part 2 one day,
we can bring it to your location. We can do it easily. Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
So, Ahmed, you're an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, mashallah. I've heard you're also an investor. You've got different investments. Tell us more about that.
It's called diversification. You have to diversify what you have. You make all this money, you gotta keep the money because there's something called inflation. So the value of the money goes down. So you gotta move the money somewhere else. So that's where you find other assets, other ventures that potentially can grow up.
That's so
true. I do stuff in tech and I do stuff in properties.
Okay.
Mainly, these are 2 things that I'm very big in now.
And what do you look at before you make an investment?
I'm the last step is with me, but basically I see the guys who work in the business. the founder. They're going to see their energy.
Well done.
First, the energy.
Well
Do I
done.
like them? Do I see they have the right hunger? What is, somebody who's going to be, okay, I want to go buy a car.
Well done.
This is,
Well done, bro.
You're only people with money. So that, why they do it, the personal, the business aspect, the human aspect of things first. How are you, the energy, how I vibe with you, your mindset, what you want to do with this, your goals, your, that, and then we see the paperwork. Paperwork go to my team, they look at it, they see if it makes sense, numbers make sense, yeah, say no, they say no. But my team will usually give me the last green light.
Fair enough. They do the checkup.
Yeah. Even my contracts, everything, they do everything. I don't do anything.
You've just said something really, really important, bro. I've got a trading page, and people sometimes ask me about certain cryptocurrencies or certain stock markets or companies. I always tell them, ignore the product, think about the people behind it.
Yeah, it's people.
Because if the leadership is great, this company go to places.
Yeah.
Right? And ultimately the other way around. So eventually you're investing in the people behind the project and not the product.
Yeah. Because money does not grow in trees. It grows in other people's pockets.
True.
You gotta figure out who is these people and how they are and what they stand for.
That's so true. That's so true. And so you've been operating in this business for 11 years, the water park, and now, mashallah, you're expanding into new regions. So what's like the ultimate goal for Ahmed?
If a bunch of goals, then again, for me, it's not by being rich, it's by being wealthy, because that gives me the opportunity to be free to do the stuff that I want to do.
Financial freedom.
Exactly. I mean, we're there, alhamdulillah, everything's good, everything's taken care of, but still more of that, because you can't just taboo the money aspect. If somebody tells you it's not about the money, they're broke.
That's true.
They're broke.
That's so true.
They are broke. They don't have money, or they never worked for money. Yeah, money is extremely important factor of the equation because it is what's gonna get you places. You want to influence things, you want to change things in life, you gotta actually have money. So you gotta work, you gotta be aggressive, you gotta be pushing there because that will give you there. Because money will only amplify who you are. If you are a nice person, you're a nicer person. If you are an asshole, now we know how much of an asshole you are. It's just a tool to amplify things and a tool to get things done. You can't just go build houses for all just with love and likes. No, you need money. To send money, let's go and build this house. Let's build this school. Let's build this mosque. Let's build this well. You can do these things only with money.
Because we live in a capitalism world. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Money is just papers. Yes, okay, cool.
That's so true.
Congratulations.
They say money doesn't buy you happiness, but being brokey doesn't also make you happy, right? And we live in a capitalism world. Like, it's all about money. Yeah. If you ain't got no papers.
Yeah. Again, listen, don't come to me with your because you can't think bigger than yourself. I'm not gonna think lower for myself. Because you don't want to think bigger than yourself and push yourself to bigger places, and you're insecure by my accomplishment. It's your problem. That is your problem.
I love that.
Because again, putting all this energy and work and things to become who I became and achieve all these things I achieved, and then you come tell me this because you're insecure because you can't do what you're gonna do. That's on you.
Yeah, I love that because sometimes people get jealous when they see you accomplishing things that they wish they dreamed about.
Everybody have a job in life. Somebody have to do things. Some people gotta watch them, maybe upset with that. It's okay. Everybody have a level, and again, I always say this. You cannot judge a fish for not being able to fly. Most people are fishes in a small aquarium. They only see their own bubbles. And being me, I believe I'm an eagle. I see things differently from a different perspective. So you can't see what I see. And it is unfair for me to judge you for not seeing what I see. So you stay in your lane, I stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah, we vibrate differently. And that's okay. I still love you and respect you, but don't come give me advice about things you don't know about.
Right.
Oh, but I read about this. Cool. You read about this. I'm happy for you. But I've failed in this many times. I've experienced this. There's reading, theory, there's experience, and there's failure. I observed my life from failing so much.
That's so true. And experience is the best teacher.
Exactly, and people are afraid to try things.
That's so true. And obviously you've been in the business for so long, successful entrepreneur. There is healthy and an unhealthy competition. Right? So what's tell us a little story about an unhealthy competition. A healthy competition where there's two athletes, for example, Cristiano and Messi, are pushing each other for greatness, to win more titles, to score more goals, etc., etc. And then there is an unhealthy competition where I'm gonna trying to harm you in indirect ways or steal ideas from you.
I've been in the second one unhappy a lot of times, because of me, because of them. So people become greedy. Greed is a very big factor. Oh, he did it, I can do the same thing. cool. So I had stories that people went and copied everything I do and so on and so on. And when that happened, it's like I called, hey, I just saw you did this. Congratulations. You know, I'm happy for you. So I always start with love. And then 6-8 months later, it's like, hey, we closed the business. Would you buy us off? So I buy them off for 10% of their value.
Wow.
Yeah, because again, it's different again. Because I left that space for him to come back to me. Imagine he did that and I say, oh, you, blah, 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 blah. And I swear at him and diss him and so on and so on, create that extra
negative energy.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
So again, don't burn a bridge and then ask for a boat.
I like that.
Don't do that.
Don't burn bridges.
Yeah, you know, fine. You want to burn a bridge, fine, but don't come back to me asking for a boat. You know, because again, you have to be shrewd in that. Understand your self-worth. You know, add tax to it and a discount. If you don't understand my value, it's okay. But don't come to me in 2 years and oh, this. You missed it.
Right. And you know what, when I think about it, it's actually funny because all right, now you stole one idea from me, you stole 2 ideas, 3 ideas. Now what's next?
Yeah.
And by the time you're trying to steal the next idea from me, I'm like already levels ahead of you, bro. Like you can't even catch me.
Exactly.
And like the thing is, the idea you stole, because it's my idea, you don't have the ability to, you know, evolve it, expand it.
One more thing. الرزق من الله.
Shukran. It's true.
Yeah, you can go to a place, there's 50 barbers and they're all working.
That's so true.
رزق من الله. You know, you can go back and forth, okay, خلاص. It will come to you.
That's so true.
You're gonna go and run and it's gonna come to you.
That's so true. It's like my grandma used to say, like the bird.
Yeah.
It wakes up, it has no clue where it's gonna go, but subhanAllah, somehow she finds its risk.
Exactly.
Right? Like
that's it.
It's written.
Yeah, it's written. So there's no need for you to do that to yourself.
Bro, there's this ayah in Quran, it's so motivating, you know, it's such an inspiration for me. Every time, like when I'm ever feeling down, I just read it. وَإِنَّ لَيْسَ الْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى.
بالضبط. But شوف هذه.
You get what you work for.
And Allah says, when they say لكم أعمالكم. So هذه, again, we become society of just dua. Ya Allah, just pray, okay. But you do nothing.
That's so true.
No, it's like dua. Okay, dua is important. Yes, I agree. 100%. But the moment العمل, do the work. The work will get you there. It's a funny story of a round table, and there's 5 people in the room. There's an atheist, a rabbi, a priest, an imam, and a kid. And it's a guys blow the candle. So the rabbi is doing his prayers. The Christian guy is doing his prayers. The Muslim is doing his dua. The atheist is doing the energy universe. The candle stood there. Then the kid comes in. It's the work that gets things done. You can sit down and do all kind of energy, healing, and dua and prayers, but then if you don't do the work, it's not going to happen. But this is a very interesting part, like, okay, the work is very important.
Yeah, dreams come true if you put in the work.
Goals.
What's the difference?
Dreams
for me are quite similar, right?
Dreams just thoughts. Goals, milestones, you break them down, become approachable. You write them down, here's the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, becomes a goal, you can do it in a measurable thing.
That's so true.
Dreams are just thoughts in your head.
That's so true.
Nothing.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's true. When I write things down at the start of each day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this from this time to this time to this time.
Goal.
I accomplish them.
Yeah. Becomes an energy. It becomes reality.
That's so true.
Dreams just, okay, you dreamed about something.
So true. So. Hello, I just want to talk to you quickly about this beautiful massage gun from Game Hunter Store GHS. What I love about this absolute beautiful tool that is so light on the hand and I can take it with me wherever I go. I love the fact that it's got a touch screen and 30 different level of speeds and vibration, so you can adjust that depending on how you feel each day. I love taking it with me wherever I go, and I love using it after a heavy session at the gym or even after a long day at the office. What I also love about it is the battery life. It lasts about 8 to 10 hours of consistent use. Not to mention, right, it comes with this beautiful case and it's got 6 different type of heads. You can each switch them up depending on how you really feel and which one is you feel better for you for that giving day. Wait, don't go. They've also got this mini massage gun, which is so insane, guys. Look at that. It's literally the size of an iPhone. How insane is that? It's so light. You don't feel like you're actually holding something in your hand. This is my favorite. I love taking it with me wherever I go. I can literally fit it in my pocket if I want to. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, you can get 10% off by watching this episode. The discount code is TIC10. Use that when you go on GameHunterStore.com. Obviously, during 2020, right, when the pandemic struck, it was a tough year for lots of people. And I can imagine it was a hard, tough year for your business, right?
Yes.
Because
everybody.
For everybody, right? But for your business, because it's activities, human interactions.
Yeah.
How did you manage to deal with that?
I fired nobody. It was very hard. But the thing is that I have this level of belief in myself. So I actually managed to make more money off COVID than being off. So what I mean by that? So there was one time that I was at my friend's house. We were 4 guys just talking about different things, you know. And then I remember I was talking to my friend here, and there's 2 guys there talking about. One guy saying, "Hey, we're looking for onions to supply for this." I heard it on the side. I'm still looking at my friend. I open my WhatsApp. I speak to my friend who's in Morocco. He's one of the biggest vegetables and fruits distributor in Morocco. Hey, do you have onions? Like, yeah, we do. Send me the information. Guys, is it what you're looking for? It's like, yeah, exactly. Okay, how much? I put my markup. And then within that 2 months, I sold 200 containers of onions.
Wow.
I do not like onions. But it's about finding these opportunities and being awake enough and aware enough about like these things you can put together.
Being focused enough.
Exactly.
No, so, I like that because like if it was someone else, they would have been complaining.
Yeah, because like it's on everybody else. And, I have responsibility on my staff because again, it's not their problem, that's my problem. But somebody have to have responsibility for this. So, you know, alhamdulillah, was okay.
So you didn't fire nobody, you kept everyone on the pay roll still,
everybody was
paying them 100%?
80%.
Fair enough, but 80% is still decent.
Yeah, very good.
Like lots of companies, maybe 90%
big companies closed.
Yeah. Like even this year, bro, we see after all the recessions, like big companies like Twitter, Google, Meta, they're firing people, right?
But that's the thing about cash flow. You need to be able to understand your cash flow very well. Your expenses and revenue have to be always on check. Because if anything goes off, you don't want to have suffered. It's very important.
Cash flow is king, they say.
Very, very important.
And for young entrepreneurs who are watching this episode now, what advice would you give to them?
So many advice. I mean, we gave so much today already.
We gave so much, but there was like one particular advice. Oh, let's say, okay, look, cool.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase the question. If you go back in time 20 years ago,
yeah,
or even 30 years ago when you were 15,
yeah,
or whenever you were starting off the business, what advice would you give to your younger Ahmed, younger self?
It's going to be okay. Patience. Ask questions, a lot of questions. Don't assume that you know things, because you don't. Find people that you can vibe and grow with, because that circle you have around you will make sure your vibe will dedicate your tribe.
I love that.
So that if you want to be doing this, it's okay to do it alone. You're not supposed to fall for every temptation. Like when everybody was partying and stuff, I was working, I don't understand wasting. For me, ROI is 0 when I do these things. Like what do you do for fun? I make money. It's like, hi, hello. It's like, what do you do? When you stress, de-stress? I don't do things that stresses me. Yeah, there's stress everywhere, but I don't not let things stress me to an extent that I have to go and de-stress and do something dumb. So I always take care of the source of what I do that makes sure the source and the root of what I'm doing is always right. So I don't have to be, it's always aligned to who I am. So I don't have to rearrange and refocus and de-stress myself.
Right.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I love that. Like, we don't have time to party. We work 7 days a week, no days off.
Yeah, it's the weekend. Okay, when somebody tells me it's the weekend, I immediately know that me and you have different vibration and approach on life. And that's okay. If you love to escapism and you escape on the weekend and do these things, that's fine. But don't come to me and tell me to be like that.
100%. Like, our dreams and goals are bigger than any party, are bigger than any chick, are bigger than anybody, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not bringing anything to the table, bro.
Yeah, don't come to me expecting to build an empire and not put the work.
That's so true.
I want this. Okay, don't complain to me about results not being delivered with work not being delivered. Put.
Bro, I don't hate much, but one thing I hate talkers. Talkers sheep. Like, I'm gonna do this. I was gonna be this. I should have done this.
3 years later, you're still doing this. You're still talking about it. Like,
at the same exact spot.
Like, it's the funniest thing when I have my friends come to me like, dude, you told me you're gonna do this like 5 minutes ago. You did it. Like, yeah, I told you I'm gonna do it. I mean, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Oh, you told me you gotta do this, and you did it. Like, yeah. Well, I said I'm gonna be doing this and this and this. I'm gonna get this return. I'm gonna this. And I thought, and they come like, Ahmed, exactly what he said happened. It's like, yeah, because I told you what I'm doing. I manifested it in reverse, and I did the plan, did the steps, and did the work for it, and it happened.
That's so true.
Simple.
And you just said also a good point about the circle.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, my circle is so close.
I don't have one actually.
Me too.
Yeah. It's again people that are either much bigger than me, that I talk and communicate with, or people are much smarter than me who are in my payroll.
Okay.
Really, these two.
I'm stunned now.
Yeah, much smarter than me. Like I have contracts that will be pending for 6 months. I won't even touch them till my advisor says sign it. They call me Ahmed, you're the owner. I am the owner, but they have a job and they better in me at it, and that's their job. So when they give me the green light, I sign it. Till then, please talk to my director or my lawyer, whatever. Because you need to understand, I'm good in this, I'm bad in this. Things I'm good at, I'm very good at. Things I'm bad, I find people who are much better at me and give it to them, because this way I have more energy to do what I go do best. And being able to be coachable. I'm very coachable. I'm very observant. So I listen to things. I have a huge confidence, also ego. Ego is very powerful for me, but like I listen. Like he's somebody who's smarter than me, who have better structure than me, much better. Listen to them. Sometimes I'll do what I want to do. If I feel certain way about this, the feeling is very there. I said, no, we're doing this way. If it goes off, it's okay. It's on me. If it goes okay, hey, it's good for us.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing I've definitely noticed, like with me personally, right? It's like the more successful you become, the more friends you lose, and the more your circle gets smaller. Like I remember when I was 18, maybe this was the size of my circle. Yeah. Mid-20s like this. Now there's no circle.
Yeah,
like
that's natural. You outgrow people.
So true.
And that's okay. The point is like, don't hold on people that you do not need. Oh, but listen, understand. Don't confuse seasonal people with lifetime people.
That's so true.
Two different things. Oh, but I don't know since I was a child. But guess what? You have changed a lot since you were a child. So it's two different things. You cannot be the same vibration. True. Oh, but I get it. It's a different journey now.
Like I've got different interests now.
Yeah, goals, and that's fine. That's okay. Some even families, okay, love them and leave them. You don't have to argue. You don't have to do things else. Their programming is not your programming. It's like
so true.
It's like MS DOS, or like let's say some like old programming system, and you want to put like try to put Nintendo the first 132-byte to play on an iPhone. It's not gonna work. It will be so off. You can't, again, like, yes, driving is the same. You can be driving a Corolla, you could be driving a Bugatti. Yes, it takes you from A to B, but the experience is different. We were on the plane. You are in first class, you're in a couch. Yes, we're in the same time we're gonna reach, but the experience is different. So it's okay. Sometimes you need to be harsh enough to let go of these people. Like I always say to people, like, hey, stop calling first and make a plan first and see how fast your life becomes peaceful.
That's so true.
So peaceful. Because they are there for a purpose, for a reason. Let's go out party, or do this, or do some nonsense and dumb shit. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
And as long as you understand it's a phase in your life and you grow out of it, good. You're not a tree. You can move.
Right. Like, I've got so much potential and big goals to be wasting my time to go out with you on the weekend to party or to impress a chick or whatnot. Like, that's not me. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm just so logged in. I'm so focused. And like, I became so better lately when I start cutting people off quickly. Like, I don't have no patience, I swear.
Yeah, but like that's important. See, don't be better, be better.
Yeah, but like at this stage of my life, I don't want people running with me.
Yeah,
right.
Again, we go on the
hill.
People
pushing me.
Yeah, we are going the hill. We're pushing this car up. Either you push with me, or you're pushing with me. Don't sit in the car and expect me to push the car up the hill, and that's fine. Again, this is the way it's called process of elimination. If you're adding value in my life, what are you doing in my life? You're not growing together, not evolving together, not learning together, not making money together. What are we doing? Gossiping? What? Bitches here?
That's so true. Like I was saying this the other day on live, I was like, if we're not helping each other, lifting each other high, motivating each other, making money together, having big plans and goals together, why are we friends?
Exactly.
Why are we spending time together?
And you as a man, you create your value. You know, we create our value. So from now till you're 30, 35, you create your value, and it comes with your status, you know, your money, your success, you know, what kind of human you're gonna be. That's create the value, gonna attract to you the right people then.
That's so true.
And that's okay.
Like sometimes you gotta focus on being a better person, focus on your self-development. And when you focus too much on yourself and you actually become that person, then you attract that energy into your life.
Vibration, your vibe gets you tribe.
That's so true. That's so true. And now, Ahmed, of course, you know, you're a successful human being. I'm proud of you, by the way, because you're a Khaliji guy and you're presenting the true image of the proper successful Khaliji guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got all this success, and I'm sure you've got like lots of people who want to be friends or even, you know, like females or males.
Yeah.
But how can you tell like the reals from the fakes?
Image is number one.
Okay.
That's very big. And again, the energy comes in because, okay, when your aura is clean, when you are inside and outside you're clean, that's when you become more sensitive to energies and stuff. Energy is one of the things I always test people a lot in the beginning. And I usually think people are stupid from the get-go. Like, I think until you prove me different, then But usually it's like, you know, everybody, I'm nice to people, very kind, respectful to everybody, you know, but like to a limit. When I see you trying to push something and I see your agenda, because I can see your pattern very fast. I can see everything, because I'm simple dyslexic, which means I'm very visual, which means everything for me is pattern. When you do something, it immediately triggers for me a chain of reactions in my head. I know the patterns of everything you say and do will take me there. So when that happens, I'm okay, thank you very much, cut them off quickly, block.
Detach yourself quick.
Oh, quick.
That's so true.
No
I
time.
became so better when I stopped blocking people quickly.
People think, oh, it's too much. No, just why would I allow that energy in my life?
Like, bro, life is too short, right?
Yeah. It's like, I blocked 340 people last year, man.
It's funny. And you know, bro, like the harder you work and the more successful you are, you also attract energy into your life. Like we were saying earlier, when you're focused into yourself. But at the same time, somehow, like, now girls are more interested in man than back in the day, if you get what I mean. And like, what's going on in terms of dating life for you? Like, how can you tell? How can you pick the right one?
Because I have like filters. My first filters: do you smoke? Do you drink? Are you vegan? These are the first three. Yeah, because I'm not a vegan. I like beef.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say you're a vegan. Okay.
Yeah, no. If you're vegan, it's a problem because I can't. I need meat, and somebody's vegan is a problem. But drinking and smoking, because that's habits that I don't like. Are you a nice and kind person? Are you funny? Are you smart? Then comes the other traits. Are you agreeable? Are you cooperative? Do you have levels of submissiveness? Sometimes people hear submissive, I'm a slave. No, it's not about being a slave. If you expect me to provide for you and take care of you and do all these things for you and be a man and do all these things to you, then I need to have a level of control. I won't say control, but a power that I can say, no, we're not doing this, we're doing this if we want to get this kind of life together. It's simple as that. Because again, you want a man in your life who is actually a G. So he's a gangster and he is a gentleman at the same time. Nice. So you want these things to happen to you, then you need to be able to give me these things.
Right, and you need to be like someone who will add value to my journey, right?
Peace. I have peace right now. Are you going to add to my peace? We're going to ruin my peace. Simple as that.
True.
It's simple as that, really.
And you know, like, you feel women these days are so confused. Like, you don't know what they want in life. Like, I also have like these rules, right? Like, I wouldn't date a certain age, right? If she's like,
you know, age is not only factor.
No, but like, you think about it, like young girls, they're clueless. They don't know what they want to do in life.
But also you have older ones also clueless. So it's not about it's not only the age, it's the person himself and their journey and so on and so on. Because you can find, women who are like older in life, like 28, 30, 35 years old, that had a very peaceful life. And you had women who are younger, they had a horrible life. Mm-hmm. So there's no one rule for everything. It's really their energy, how they come to you and bring you. Because I know men who have monster as men, and they have the right woman with their feminine energy, they can bring peace so quickly. And I know guys who are amazing in things in life, and the woman in life will say one thing to them and make their day ruined. So that feminine energy is a very powerful energy. You can't live without it, no matter what you think you can do. It's a very powerful energy, but it needs to be done in the right way.
That's so true. Yeah, that's so true. And like, you feel like women are so confused these days, and I don't know whether to blame the modern generation or to blame influencers. Like, you know, all these influencers, bro, like they push insecurity, right? Like she's out there, be yourself, love yourself. And she's got all this work done on herself, she changed her body shape. She's got like, you couldn't even love yourself there.
Yeah.
To tell the young girls, love yourself. You know what I mean?
I always go back to your page. So you as a person and your page, the person in that page is not the same person who you are. How you can compare yourself with other people who have used hundreds and different apps? That's a big problem. Yeah, I know. It's a big problem.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. I've seen some pictures of you with Andrew Tate.
Yes.
So you know them personally, right?
Yes.
And what's your thoughts about them, given the current situation they're in now?
You don't judge a man from only a 5 or 10 second clip.
That's so true.
You can't just take 1 or 2 clips and judge on that. That's number one. Number two, brother Andrew have reverted to Islam.
Andrew?
Yeah. He's reverted to Islam. So whatever happened before is before.
That's
you cannot just judge when he was doing this and this. It's very scary to see how this case have unfolded itself, because like they haven't been charged, they have no evidence, they have nothing on them. They've just been put there very unlawfully for no reason.
They're saying end of this month there should be an update whether they come out. Or...
No, they have extended for another month now again.
Really?
Yeah, again, no evidence, because even the 2 women who say that they have been this trafficking and so on, the proof have been there. Their WhatsApp is just saying that we're gonna do this, you're gonna get an Oscar award for the crime and the lying you're doing.
No, but even these.
So all the evidence against them is there. About the women. We have history of all these women and so on, but like, you know, somehow, somewhere the Romanian government doesn't want to get them out.
Like when I look at it, I'm like thinking, why did you go back to Romania? You should have stayed in Dubai.
That's a different case, but that's, you know, it's the guy have been just inspiring a lot of men.
That's so true.
You know, because just remind people with your value. Again, what he was saying, be a better man, work on yourself, be a better...
Hit the gym.
Yeah, hit the gym, you know, work harder. What's bad with that? Yeah, sometimes there was some messages he said that was like, you know, trigger and so on, but that's before was taken out of context. Did you watch a full interview?
The full format.
Did you watch the full hour of one of his interviews? You know, not just clips of this and this when he's just acting like a dude.
Yeah.
You know, again, I've had multiple times with the man. He's an amazing dude, amazing friend. He got you back. Very humble guy, very nice guy. You know, people have different opinions and that they're entitled for their opinions. But my personal experience in joining with the man, amazing guy.
Yeah.
And I've seen his circle of men and they're all amazing men.
I don't agree with every single word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, you don't agree with other people.
Yeah,
you know?
like
even sometimes with yourself, you don't agree with yourself. Sometimes.
That's so true.
You know, like if you look at yourself like a year ago and what you were saying and now what you're saying, like you haven't agreed with your own self.
That's so
true.
True.
How you do with somebody who you don't even know?
That's so true. That's so true. That's so true. But like, I like some of the stuff he says. It's actually inspiring and being an eye opener for all the young generations. Ahmed, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much
talking to you today. I really enjoyed this conversation. Honestly, your energy is unreal. It's unmatched.
Thank you.
You're an amazing individual. So we've got, before we end this episode, we've got a tradition in our podcast. Whereas the last guest writes a question for the next guest.
Okay.
So I'm going to read out to you what the last guest wrote for you.
Shit,
you ready?
Okay, go ahead.
What's the most important lesson you learned last year?
Never quit.
Elaborate.
Never quit.
Never quit.
Yeah. The genius thing I did in my life is never quitting. That's it. I think that's the best one to come up with, you know.
That's so true.
You know, you're the CEO of your own life.
That's so true.
You know, so you can hire and fire people on the go. Like I say this many times, you know, not my circus, not my monkeys. You know, I'm not gonna allow clowns in my life to compare my life to circus.
That's so true.
So you control that very well. So I learned this last year.
That's
very
so
well.
True.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what made all the greats out there, you know, is they never quit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Genius.
That's the formula. That's the genius.
It's a simple thing.
I like how you use the term genius.
Yeah, it is genius. Yeah.
Well done.
It's very simple things. Like, what? You just don't quit. It's like, what do you mean? Just don't quit. Yeah.
Beautiful, Ahmed. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah.
And I look forward, inshallah, to do part 2 with you, whether in your penthouse or in the park, inshallah.
Whenever you want.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
It's been a pleasure.